Almashy, and I was born in Michigan. My mom's from Venezuela, and my dad was from Hungary. I am the varsity diving coach here at Park Vista, and I am one of the boys' varsity soccer coaches here. It's a community high school. We are one of the largest high schools in the state of Florida. I love coaching. You really get to see a different side to the students. The diving is a team sport, but your individual role is vital in it. And when I talk about differentiating instruction, well, you have to do that with diving. It's always that reminder in my classroom that yes, I have a class, but I have a class of individual students, and each of those students deserves my attention. My students come from other countries. They're called ELL, which is English Language Learner. I went to Venezuela when I was in first grade, did not know any Spanish. I was not noticed the entire first day by the teacher. I sat there, the bell rang, and off I went. So that was my first experience as a Spanish language learner. I have these students coming in, and they might not be used to a constitutional democracy. I have Cuban students, and so how can I relate that to begin with? Secondly, the curriculum begins at the Civil War. Well, what I do in my classes, instead of rules, I like doing social contracts. This is where you're gonna live. This is the place that I want you to feel comfortable. So with that class, I said, all right, we're gonna do a constitution. This is not about, oh, I'm gonna vote and that this is a democracy, because it's not yet. We have to agree, it can't be lopsided. They got to food in the class. Some were adamant about, you can't eat, this is your education, you'll mess up the classroom. Others were like, we're hungry, we should be able to eat and feel comfortable. So we said, right, we're not gonna keep it in here. We'll have to deal with it later. So just like some of the causes of the Civil War, what is our opportunity cost going to be with this? It's more important to create this nation. And that way I could have them relate a little bit to the idea of how the Constitution came to be with the Founding Fathers. I could have them relate it to some of the rules that, they could live by. And then I could also jump to the causes of the Civil War. But more importantly, it established that real world connection. I did a lesson on the crucible. We started with Puritanism, and I developed this cooperative learning game which encompasses everybody's individual learning styles, where they're at with their literacy and their oral proficiency. And why? Each person in the group has to have a role. It really fosters teamwork, and then you can get into the questions of why. You get into the inference, you can synthesize, and everybody feels comfortable, and it's okay to make a mistake in this kind of an atmosphere. I went through high school thinking, I don't like school. I started failing all my classes. I had an English teacher 1 year. And one day after class, she said, where are you from? You look a little bit different than the other kids. And I said, well, my family's from Venezuela. And she said, tell me a little bit about it. This conversation took about 3 minutes. And she said, I tell you what, let me go ahead and have you look up Simón Bolívar. Just look him up, do a report for me. I started reading about this man who was this phenomenal leader, braved the Andes Mountains, and I was like, this is my ancestry. I wrote up the paper, and it was my first A. And that was the first moment of my life where I really thought, I can learn. And she changed my life. And I think that's one of the reasons I came full circle, to realize the power that one person has at any given moment in time to change another human being's life.